is as godly as you can get in perception.
Yes.
Of course. Because truth is what God is, and that's what you are. Never mind what the results are. The results were always false. Why? Cause and effect are not really a part at all. Your determination to get a result to your previous thoughts was what time is. So we're trying to teach perceptual mind have no results at all. And that's, of course, what the Course declares. It's nice to see your lovely whole minds coming to that statement. Thank you for entering into this project of atonement. We're very grateful to you. We are all part then of the certainty that God created us whole, and we are that together in our unity of what? Purpose to escape the dream. And we come together for that moment, realizing that all of this has already happened, and that by bringing all of that certainty with us, that we see ourselves for a moment in time, and then see ourselves together out of time.
Oh, yes.
Be not concerned in the least how this comes about. But remember that it has already come about, and since it is inevitable, okay, you simply must accept the inevitable regardless of the directions in which you have attempted to bring it. Okay? So this is the atonement thing. This is the transformation of body-mind to new mind, to true perception, to a whole dream of beauty and love, isn't it? That's what we're doing. Those that want to hear this will hear this. Those that do not want to hear it will simply remain in their own thought system.
Yeah.
But there is no communication between the two. How simple is salvation? Actually, it's the admission that here you've only been communicating with yourself, which is really nothing.
Yes.
Quite literally, perceptual mind is not communicating with, it's a momentary static condition of time. The unholy instant, Jesus calls it. But the idea of unholiness is what holiness is. So each moment, what? You are nothing or everything.
Yes.
But you cannot be what? Partially either.
Yes.
The psychology of this is the toughest teaching. It doesn't make any difference how you identify the thought form. Neither the good things, the happy things that you have here in association with death, or the dead things are real. That's really all that we're teaching. Your whole perspective of perception is that you can tell the difference. Okay. And telling the difference is what time is, because you seek the solution in the future, having discerned the difference from your previous form associations. It's nice to be heard here. We've been talking this message for 2,000 years, and there haven't been 7 that heard it. Suddenly I have more. I have 144,000. I have totally differentiated through non-differentiation. Which is the great rays, each expressing themselves wholly in the harmony of the end of time. That's lovely. Thank you, dear teacher. So it matters not what the form that this dream has taken of death in this apparent objective body identification. It is not real in any regard. And all regard of it then is false.
Yes.
Both the cause and the effect.
Yes.
both the necessity and the result of the necessity projected from your mind.
Yes.
The need to be the authority to prove your own self-identity
Yeah.
is the only problem that could ever be. And the problem itself could not be real.
Yes.
Welcome home, new mind, whole mind. Welcome out of the pit of despair of self-identity that could finally own and result in the necessity for self-annihilation to prove the reality of your own association. You look very bright and lovely this morning. These are the messages of your own beingness that we term teaching. Do you see that you are now teaching the whole you, the whole self? Because teaching, as in the chaotic association, is obviously exactly the opposite of the teaching of God or wholeness. Teaching is finally only an extension, of creative self-identity. Teaching on earth is defined as a reciprocal association of thought forms which were not true in their originality. Attempt to reach a solution within your own. Exchange is impossible.
Yes.
This is lesson 76, isn't it? You are under no laws but God's in the certainty of your whole mind creating. It's nice to see you all again. The project is moving apace, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
This is the master plan in operation. Thank you. We'll have a quiet time now as this bright light from this new associate place extends out into the reflections of the truth in order to bring a brighter reflection to this whole bright light of heaven that opens for you now as a veil of death parts. You come home. You never left home. You're waking up. You were the dreamer of a dream.
Yes.
And you're waking.
Yes.
You see? All around you is a bright light of reality. Jesus says, the sleeping ones see it not because they are contained within their own perceptual associations, but you, dear teacher, are emerging now from that shell of limited reflection and seeing the reflection literally of the lights of heaven, the great ray, end of time. Is that real? It's the only thing that could ever be real. Is that reassociation? Wow. Wow. No longer a limited dimension association, but full in time. Can you be located? Now indeed, you are whole. Everywhere you go, you are.
Yes.
Conflict of your mind is gone. Projections of your own thoughts that previously attacked you and denied you access to heaven have melted under the certainty of your love of God and His love for you.
Yes.
Be grateful. Welcome home. It's a joyous occasion. See? Now you only love because that is what you are, not in conflict with your own mind, with no necessity to define what you are. Then your creations respond to you in wholeness, but your creations are your mind. What a momentous discovery that the conflict was only in you. Wow. What a step, huh? That's all that the Course in Miracles is, the certainty of subjective reality. I am the cause of this, and I can change my mind.
Yes.
See how easy then it is to see that what we call ego, or Homo sapien, or split mind, or identity of itself was nothing but a momentary transition that occurred in right to the necessity of that momentary recognition of your own chaotic association in order that you could awaken to the truth. That's what's happening. You see, love is the inevitable outcome of the idea of fear. And it must be, because it would be impossible for you to be fearful if you did not know in your own mind the love of God and wholeness. Quite literally. I would be very happy about that. So the final plans for the grand reunion, the revival, are at hand. You have brought those together now. All of your whole-mindedness, and you are replicating the joyous holy instances that are a part of your the new association, rather than giving them limited thought form identities and getting old and dying. You're taking all of these holy instances of love and bringing them into this time association, aren't you? That's all that we really teach. How lovely that is. Not with the grievance of the loss of them, but rather with the certainty that they can never be lost.
Yes.
Isn't that lovely? You're not holding a grievance against God anymore. Really, that's all you're saying. Any grievance would be an attempt at self-identity to verify the necessity of sacrifice. There's nothing to do with reality at all. Welcome home. Now, what you're doing is putting on a monstrous, joyous passion play.
Yes.
It's a reenactment at all levels of thought form associations of the impossibility of crucifixion.
Yes.
It's as though all those who missed the original resurrection will now rise up in unison.
Yes.
And they are nothing, of course, but the 12 disciples
Yes.
who remained here in some sort of perceptual thought form church
Yes.
association.
Yes.
But Jesus does declare, on them must I build my church if there need be a church.
Yes.
So the church is built on the denier, isn't it?
Yes.
It's nice to look at that. Of course. So you come together as deniers, okay, and make assertions of wholeness. And that declaration becomes four square and literally becomes the temple of God. The church of full commitment. There is no witness to it on earth in that sense, because the witness, the denial of it is what the earth is. It cannot be witnessed because it is literally transcendent. Yet it need be witnessed to by you individually in order to bring about the enlightenment. Good for you. Enough said. That's one of these associations that says, well, why are you formulating a church around the spiritual teachings of Jesus Christ of Nazareth? To which you respond, how do you not formulate a church around the spiritual teachings of whole mind? It is your own whole-mindedness that is dictating the necessity for your own reassociation. Wow. Master Mason, huh? constructor of Freemasonry, the temple of God of your thought forms. Jesus uses the term that I just read you, cornerstone. Quite literally, you become then what? The cornerstone of light on which the foundation of the church. You become the benchmark of the re-identification of a later date in time. A temple built on a reassociation of late date. It appears to be the same to perceptual mind, but the whole mind, it's a whole reassociation of its own scenario of life-death associations. Yeah, it's lovely. That's what you've done. Remember that all time is going on all the time. That'll help you with that. Very beautiful, thank you. You are the temple of God, yes, of course. That thought forms of you. This is a dissolving of the body, which is nothing but broadening of objective reality to inclusiveness, single mind. Enlightenment is the term that we use, and we are becoming enlightened. The darkness cannot know of the light. But where is the darkness as your mind becomes light? It is no more and never was. And that's what's happening. Stay in the light. Stay in the light. This is the call that you must have asked for. In this association, as you are now embodied, is the only time that there is. So it's time for you to come home. How do you know of this message? Isn't that strange? How do you know it except that you have given yourself this direction now? Be grateful. Boy, I'd be grateful. Whew, would I be happy that the call is your call? Jesus says you must have asked for this. Why don't you just accept it? Say you want it, you've got to accept the means to get it.
Yes.
Or at least admit how inconsistent you are. So
Yes.
you read, yes. This will cause you great happiness that will stay with you for the rest of time. As your mind becomes whole, you are happy. Because you are what happiness is. There's nothing but a fulfillment of your own mind and perceptual identity. Jesus calls it a function and says you will never be happy until you become your own whole self. That is literally true, of course. Because unhappiness is what partiality is, or the necessity to hold your own blessed mind in conflict with itself. Stop that. Stop your self-identity, son. Welcome. This assignment is fulfilling very rapidly now. You see that, Rosie?
Yeah.
How we're about through?
Yes.
Isn't that nice?
Yes.
It's never over till it's over.
Yeah.
There's no projection. We're standing right here at the end of time. Isn't that beautiful? Thank you. that lovely? You can't meet a stranger, can you? You're always just meeting yourself somewhere in time.
Yes.
And the brighter you shine with your own reality, the brighter your projections become wherever they are.
Yes.
Wow.
This is our step out of time.
Yes.
I promise you this is
Yes.
so. I
Yes.
promise you.
Yes.
I promised you that we would do this, and we are doing it.
Yes.
It is impossible that not be so. I owe you this. Jesus says that you owe your brother this.
Yes.
You owe him your forgiveness.
Yes.
It's a deal that you made together.
Yes.
Oh yeah, no question.
Oh, yes.
So no matter how determined you are in this final dream of yours to direct me to the value of your own associations, I will not accept them because I cannot hear them.
Yes.
This is what I just read you.
Yes.
I have no association. Be glad that your association with it is finally being transformed into your own bright whole mind. That's very lovely. Isn't that lovely? No matter what you bring to God, He's going to tell you that you're perfect. You demand for the recognition, He really doesn't see it all. Be grateful that He doesn't see it. Wow. Be very happy that I'm not going to understand you under the terms that you are demanding that I understand. That's why you gave me the assignment. You can call that an advanced teaching if you want. How advanced need we get to step from time to eternity? Only to the certainty that there was no advancement, and then you become whole. It's a disregard for the circumstances that brought you to this point. Yes, this was. We'll stop with that now. I'm circling around this. I want you to feel the spontaneity of this occurrence, the mutation now, which is the speeding up of time, is the rejection of courses of your own thought forms that would have previously held you in slow time. Not only that, but it's impossible that you did not respond at this time, not right on the time. Jesus says you cannot come to this place too early, obviously. You're waking up. Welcome home. In my Father's house are many mansions, and yours has been prescribed by you to the perfection of your individual reassociation with yourself. You are the archetypal demonstration of a combination of great rays, consciousness, aspects of thoughts, in a total reconfiguration of true perception, or a single truth. That's what the resurrection is. And that's what you are. Individual, singular perfection. No, we'll have a little quiet time and take this up to the right. We had a field of dreams going on yesterday, I understand. Well, let this be a field of true dreams now as these figures enter and leave and enter and leave. Hold them in the harmony of your mind so that time will end as it did end.